Okay, so what's up, guys? It's me and Ruben, and we've just changed the car seats back to the original stock Celica car seats, and Ruben forgot how to drive manual cars. Maybe you should drive straight.
All the way straight.
Yeah, that's why he's driving at like 20 kilometers per hour. They just redid the roads, so it's a bit noisy. So we're going to do some videos. We're going to do a stabilization test between this 2015 DJI Osmo against the DJI Mavic Air. So both have 3-axis stabilization. The DJI Osmo is definitely much older. It's the first generation of Osmos that came out. But surprisingly enough, like I did in the previous video, this can actually shoot in D-Log while the Mavic Air cannot shoot in D-Log. And also, this can shoot at cinema 4K at 24 frames per second. So if you want to find out what's the difference between UHD 4K and DCI 4K, check out my previous video. I'll leave a link in the description for you to, if you want to check out. UHD 4K basically is not really 4K, it's nearly 4K. This Osmo, which was launched in 2015, can shoot in true 4K. That's why they call it cinema 4K. So we're gonna do a stabilization test, and then we're gonna see whether or not this 2015 DJI Osmo has better 3-axis in-body stabilization against the DJI Mavic Air. So let's get to it. Alright, so guys, right now we are at the pond again. We're gonna test out the DJI Mavic Air over here. I'm gonna handheld walk it, and we're gonna challenge the DJI Osmo. We're gonna check out how good the 3-axis stabilization is. There any difference between these two DJIs? One of them is the one that we're filming on right now is 2015 DJI Osmo, the very first version, as I mentioned. And this is a 2018 DJI Mavic Air. So we're going to do a stabilization test because both of these have 3-axis in-body stabilization. We're going to shoot at 4K 30 frames per second and also in D Cinelike picture profile. So let's go. I'm going to hold it up like that. So we're going to walk down that direction over this uneven and wet place. And then we're gonna walk all the way the other side towards the pond over there. Really, really nice. There's a lot of turtles, so
Okay, ready?
let's go.
Okay.
How does that look?
Super steady.
Super steady. Yeah, we're going down a small slope right now. You can see that it's over-flooding the pond because it's actually had a heavy downpour just now.
Okay.
We're gonna turn and go all the way to the other side. It's a really nice, bright and sunny day, and it's really wet. I'm sorry, Ruben, for putting you through this.
But it's okay. You guys can't really see much, but the ground that we're walking on is very uneven. I'm actually hopping a little bit, but very good stabilization still.
Same can be, looking at the screen also looks pretty good on this DJI Mavic. So I just fell into a giant pothole over there. So also testing out the Cinelike D colors or D Cinelike colors. I'm not so sure if the D Cinelike is actually the same as on the Panasonic cameras. They have a Cinelike D. I'm not so sure. I'll do a test out in the next video whether or not Cinelike D on the Panasonic is the same as the DJI's D Cinelike. It could just be a Chinese thing whereby they swapped, but it's actually using the same technology or picture profile. So we're just gonna walk a little bit more, or shall we do a run test?
Okay, let's do a run. Let's run up this grassy knoll
Towards the
lamppost.
Okay, we're gonna go towards the lamppost there. Can you see? Okay, never mind, don't need to see. So we just run.
Ready?
I'll run handheld. Hey, let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Hope we don't fall.
No puddles. No puddles. No puddles.
so people think we're crazy if they're looking at this right now. I'm
Okay.
carrying like a ton of things, as you can see.
Okay, I'm gonna do a run towards you.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep. How's that look?
Steady.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same. I wasn't looking at the screen though. Okay, so how does that look? Pretty quick video on the stabilization test. So we're gonna look at the footage and we will give you our review on which has the better stabilization. To sum things up, what we concluded is that in terms of stabilization, there isn't much to compare between both devices. Both have an extremely good 3-axis stabilization with no evident improvement or worsening of stabilization between the devices which were launched 4 years apart. One obvious difference between the devices is the D Cinelike picture profile. The older DJI Osmo seems to give a better, more natural look with brighter highlights and colors, but does suffer from some overexposure at times, but definitely is easier to color grade. The DJI Mavic Air gives more saturated greens, shadows are a lot darker, and suffers from underexposure, especially when filming under the sun. When filming under shaded areas, the DJI Mavic Air does give better looking and more natural colors. So overall, the DJI Osmo does take the cake in this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.